ask for religious exemption. Give me a major religion that says don't vaccinate. Give me one.
Whoa.
Well, maybe our Church of the Holy Non-Vaxxers. Big population there. No vax, no vax. Oh, here we go. But kids are now allowed to be vaccinated with the Pfizer vaccine. Oh, and the dose is a third as much. That's what they found out in research. Now, with the adult testing, it was 44,000 people that were tested. With kids, there was 3,400. So the results aren't as extensive as with adults. But still, there's enough there that kids should be vaccinated.
And think about the cost, too. I was thinking about how a vial of the vaccine, didn't we get like 6 or 7 shots out of it or something?
Oh, yeah. It was supposed to be 4 or 5, and they were able to get 1 more.
So say it was 5.
Yeah.
So now they can get, what, 15 of a little kid dose out of 1 vial?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Coming up, you talked about this earlier, Jen, daylight savings time and standard time. Why do we continue to change the clocks after we voted not to change the clocks here in California? I'll tell you that story when we come back. And your chance to win $1,000. Let's not forget that either. This is KFI. Let's check in with Jennifer.
All I know is we get an extra hour of sleep. Today, state regulators will vote on expanding storage of natural gas at LA facilities as it looks at heating options for winter. California's moved away from fossil fuels to cut down on greenhouse gas emissions that add to climate change. A mainstay for the SF Giants for years. Somebody that Dodger fans know all too well, catcher Buster Posey, is reportedly planning to announce his retirement today. And the star of the Netflix hit Tiger King, he wants out of prison. Joe Exotic is serving 22 years in prison in Texas for a murder for hire plot. But the 58-year-old wrote on Instagram he wants to be treated at home and enjoy what he has left of his life. We've got your drive with the KFI in the sky and Oh the 101 next.
The Medicare annual enrollment period is now open. And why is that important? Well, if you currently are on Medicare, you now have the opportunity to change plans. Or if you're setting up Medicare now, either way, let me suggest contacting the folks at AGA, because Medicare it's difficult. It can be overwhelming to know the right plan. And AGA's agents will advise you step by step on a plan that fits your situation, your budget, because everybody's different. And the agents are local. They live and work right here in Southern California, and you're going to have an agent who's going to work with you and deal with you. And he or she will compare most of the major plans at once, no cost to you, plans that are accepted by your physicians, cover your out-of-pocket, cover your medications at the lowest out-of-pocket cost. And even if you're on Medicare, set up a benefit review to ensure you're still or will be on the best plan if you have to change. And that's free, by the way. So dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say the keyword My Medicare. Pound 250 on the cell, say My Medicare, or visit AGAMedicareOptions.com, AGAMedicareOptions.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a partly cloudy day ahead. Some fog right now and highs just from the mid-60s to the mid-80s. Let's take a look at your drive on the 101 because it's a mess.
Boy, it sure is. Well put, Jennifer. Good morning. Coming out of the San Fernando Valley. Now, listen up. South 101 at Highland, around the bowl. There's been a crash reported there. South 101 before the 4 levels. 2 right lanes have been shut down since last night. End of a pursuit with that many. And south of the 4 level, right outside Union Station. If that's where you're headed, 2 right lanes blocked there. It's a mess. Sunset Boulevard down, even the South 5, it's slow coming out from the 134 to the South 110. The least all lanes are open. And a major problem continues in Orange County. You don't want to be here. South 55 at Dyer, another pursuit started last night. All lanes are still shut down. The South 55 is stopped way before the 22. Now it's back through Chapman, Red Hill. You can get on the South 55 at MacArthur and be on your way. Tough morning. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Bob.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering a low 15-year fixed rate at 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Second chances don't come often, and you may never see these rates again. So refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed rate at 1.875%. Yes, 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT, 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT, 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Not licensed in all states. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation and the Financing Law. Number 603D787. An equal opportunity lender. Rate subject to change and may not be available rate law. Discount may apply. Subject to credit approval. Call 800-500-1448 for additional cost information.
Attention savvy investors. Looking for predictable monthly cash flow? Want to reduce uncertainty? Hedge inflation and stock market risk with double-digit targeted returns? If you want the safety and security of a real estate investment, but without the hassles of being a landlord, you've probably heard of NRIA. NRIA is an industry-leading real estate development firm in its 15th year, developing strategically located, lower-risk, high-demand neighborhoods based on supply-demand imbalance. They're a great fit for safety-oriented investors who want cash flow and diversification into carefully chosen real estate. Learn more about the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
This is Leland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, with another good deed for free. Our technician Alexander was performing the tune-up recently when he discovered that he needed to run to Home Depot. He asked the customer if he needed anything at Home Depot, and he perked right up. The customer went into his garage and found a specialized screw with an O-ring on the end. He said he needed a few more just like this so he could hang a shade over his pool to keep his grandkids from getting sunburned. Alexander found the part. Then when he got back, he said, look, I have the tools, I have the energy, let's go ahead and hang the shade now. The job would have taken our customer an hour to do himself, but the two of them together got the shade up in just 15 minutes. Thanks, Alexander, for doing another good deed for free. We're Service Champions, plumbing, heating, AC, and good deeds for free.
Service Champions, plumbing, heating, AC, and good deeds for free.
Hey, it's Conway here. Know why I got a whole house water filtration system from Purigan Water? Because I don't want to wonder if my family's tap water is safe. No more wasting money on bottled water, no plastic bottles to recycle, and no more visits to the chiropractor's office because you're lifting 5-gallon bottles of water or 40 pounds of salt. No calcium buildup on faucets or shower heads, and that alone is worth it. Purigan extends the life of your water heater. Stay on with this clean water. Purigan Water offers free lifetime service. No one else can make that claim. The system takes up a little tiny amount of space. So let's get Purigan, California's preferred whole house water filtration system. And for a limited time, when you buy a whole house system, you get the 6-stage alkaline drink system for free. 844-80-WATER. 844-80-WATER. That's P-U-R, again, water.com. Spelled wrong, but the water's right. 844-80-WATER.
The Purigan man is your best friend to make your water pure again.
I was thinking about you and sports betting, of what you go through. You sit down, like you do your homework, you look at where the teams are at. Everyone feels like they can do this. It's really hard to do it.
That's why when you sit in a sports book, they'll bring you free alcohol.
Gary and Shannon, weekdays at 10 a.m.
There's free alcohol. Get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
That goes for everything.
On KFI.
And this is KFI. Bill Handel here. Morning crew on a Thursday the 4th. First, let's start with your chance for some money.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000.
Text the nationwide keyword
GRAND, G-R-A-N-D,
to 200-200.
You'll get a confirmation text and info.
Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest.
That's GRAND to 200-200.
And if you win, you'll get a call from a number you don't recognize, which you have to answer. We do this 14 times every day, 20 minutes after the hour, between 5:20 a.m. and 7:20 p.m. And some of the big stories that we're covering, we talked about the supply chain crisis. Wheelchairs, walkers, critical medical equipment are in short supply because of the crisis at the ports. So a lack of wheelchairs, you're going to see a lot more people crawling along the ground and in stores. And it is, well, that's hugely entertaining, actually. But it's still unfortunate. Daylight saving time, oh yeah, there actually is a lot of controversy. We Californians passed Prop 7 in 2018, right, which did away with standard time. It was going to be daylight savings time the whole time. Well, actually not. We have to choose one or the other. That's one of the controversies. Guess what? Nothing's happened. Why? Because Prop 7 authorized the legislature to make the switch to year-round daylight saving times if it wanted, but permanent daylight saving time is going to require permission from Congress. So you have the legislature, and then you go to Congress. And studies are showing that the spring time change, spring forward, has health risks. More heart attacks, more strokes. Are you ready for that? Now, Prop 7 passed 3 years ago. 60% of Californians voted for it, hoping that we could do away with these switches once and for all. You don't have to set the clock forward an hour on the second Sunday in March, no more dropping back an hour on the first Sunday in November, which I find a complete pain, especially my car, because I have to switch the date and time, and I never know how to do it onto the time part. So here we are, 2021, and guess what? November 7th, coming up, 3 days, another change back to Pacific Standard Time. So here's what happened. And that is, first of all, we have to decide which way do you want to go. Daylight savings time or standard time, and there's a reason for both. And I love this. This is the Federal Uniform Time Act of 1966. States can choose to opt out of daylight saving time, can't do it permanently. Why? Because, as I said, it has to first go through the legislature with a 2/3 vote and then petition Congress. And now, why and what? Well, this is the practice of rolling a clock forward by an hour during warmer months, so the sun sets later in the day. A little history, incidentally, of daylight savings time, or the change, is the first modern use, ran for 7 months, and that's it, in 1918 and 1919. It was an energy-saving measure. The next time, it was during World War II, and it was called wartime. And from 1945 to 1966, states were left to figure out themselves that they're going to observe daylight saving time. And in 1949, California voters approved daylight savings time. It didn't exist before that, other than during the war, etc., and passed Prop 12. So here is the theory behind it, and it's wrong now, incidentally. Realigning waking hours with daylight hours, people use less energy to light their homes, people think. But according to the California Senate Energy, Utilities, and Communications Committee report, of course, you have to have committee reports, federal studies show that daylight savings time actually increases energy use. Why? Because of air conditioning, which they didn't have during that time, versus lighting. Lighting is a lot cheaper to run than air conditioning. As a matter of fact, we just did a story that the Department of Water, is it DWP or Pacific Gas and Electric, Jennifer, that changing its rate to make it actually more expensive.
SoCal Edison.
SoCal Ed, well, it's close enough. That it's changing its rate to make it more expensive at night than during the day. And you go, wait a minute, that's impossible, because we've been pushing go at night because you use less energy, air conditioning, people work in offices are closed, etc. So run your appliances at night, right? Because it's cheaper with the tier system. Well, the problem is now you've got solar systems that punch out lots of power during the day, and so less power is provided and needed to be provided by the utilities, and it's completely reversed. Because of solar, because we're starting to understand daylight savings time. Oh, by the way, it kills you. Did I tell you about that?
That's problematic.
Yeah, no, these are medical studies. One by the University of Michigan, and the other one by the American Academy of Neurology that published a study. 24% increase in heart attacks on the first Monday after the spring change. Rate of strokes, 8% in the first 2 days after the change. And people with cancer and patients over 65 were found to, the risk increases by 20%.
But that's all after the spring change, right?
Yes.
Nobody's bitching about getting to sleep in an hour. Have you noticed that? Nobody's going, hey, we get to fall back an hour. That's horrible.
Yeah. It's, so I think you're going to see permanent daylight savings time pretty closely, and Congress and the legislature are going to go that way. But this has been going on since 1918. Go figure.
And just to give you the stats on that SoCal Edison move, so starting this month between 4 and 9, it's going to move 2 million SoCal Edison customers to this new plan that says it will charge you more if you use electricity between 4 and 9. So as you were saying, they want you to do your car charging,
Right.
your all of that.
So they've totally
after
reversed
9
it.
o'clock.
They've totally reversed the model.
Completely.
All right, let's talk about homelessness. And the question is, first of all, we've changed our model here in Los Angeles. And does the model place politics above need? That is the question. And that is Jennifer Jones-Lee.
A group of nearly 600 LA County firefighters has filed a lawsuit against the county over its requirement for county employees to get vaccinated against COVID-19. The suit filed yesterday in the LA Superior Court says the county's mandate violates the firefighters' constitutionally protected privacy rights. The county requires all of its employees to get vaccinated, and those who don't could lose their jobs. News is brought to you by Rooter Hero. A woman in Northern California says she's lucky to be alive after she was mauled by a bear in her home. Laurel Rose Von Hoffman-Kersey says she was home in Lake Tahoe Saturday when she heard loud noises in the kitchen.
I should be dead, the way that the bear swiped at my face.
She says she found the bear by her refrigerator. Wildlife experts in California are telling people not to accidentally invite bears into their homes. Captain Patrick Coy with the Department of Fish and Wildlife says bears are usually attracted to homes by the smell of food or garbage.
Anything that has a strong odor to it is really the number one thing that attracts a bear onto people's property.
The department says the drought across the state is one of the reasons why bears are venturing into more residential areas looking for food. A report by the Pentagon says the American airstrike that killed 10 Afghan people, including 7 kids in August, was caused by operational problems, poor communication, and misinterpretation of intel. But Air Force Inspector General Lieutenant General Sami Saeed says the initial decision to conduct the airstrike was reasonable.
Individuals involved in the strike interviewed during this investigation truly believed at the time that they were targeting an imminent threat to U.S. forces.
There will be no criminal charges in connection with the attack. The American Red Cross is offering incentives to encourage more people to give blood. The organization says people who give blood between now and November 23rd will get a $10 Amazon gift card, and people who give blood over the next week are eligible for a trip to Hawaii. The Red Cross says it's dealing with the worst blood shortage in more than a decade. And the newest Marvel movie will feature its first deaf superhero.
Lauren Ridloff starred in the Broadway revival of Children of the Wrath of God. She received a Tony nomination for that role 3 years ago, but the market for deaf actors is pretty slim. Tomorrow's release in the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe, Eternals, will feature Ridloff as super sister Makari, who's also the first deaf superhero on screen. Ridloff says at least one more deaf superhero will be coming after Eternals, and she says her deafness isn't the only first in this latest Marvel movie. Eternals will also be the first Marvel movie with a gay kiss and a sex scene. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
We're looking at your ride on the 10. We've got some delays.
No ride at all. Boy, I'd do a half an hour on traffic. Listen up, we'll try and get through this. In Beaumont or driving through, eastbound 10 before the merge with the E60 at Oak Valley. 2 right lanes are blocked for a long time. A solid backup through Oak Glen. That's about 5 miles and more than an hour of your time. E60 is a better drive, 215 to 79. Downtown Los Angeles, South 101 before the 4 level, a couple lanes from blocked there. More problems at Alameda. It's just real slow coming down from Sunset Boulevard and West 10 at Vermont now. A new problem coming up with a lane block. Don't forget about Washington. South 55 at Dyer still shut down. I'll give you all the details. You don't want to be there. Coming up. Don't go away. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Ball.
In NHL action, the LA Kings surprised the St. Louis Blues with a 3-2 shootout win, improving to 4-5-1 on the season. The NBA's been trying to tamp down on what they call non-basketball moves. That is the stuff players with the ball do to try to draw fouls, like lunging sideways into the defender and all that other nonsense. The crackdown appears to be working. As the officials give more scrutiny to those moves this season, free throws are down, foul shots are down, and cries of, "Ah, come on, dude," are down from fans frustrated by the antics of these players. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
It's termite season here in Southern California. Well, actually, it's termite season 365 days a year. Termites just love it here. They love the soil. They love the houses made of wood. They don't have to deal with traffic. I mean, termite central. So even if you don't think you have termites or don't know, call the folks at Pacific Coast Termite and get a free home inspection. Certain restrictions apply. Now, if you do have termites, use the shavings, wood shavings at the bottom of your wall, the floorboards, that's an easy phone call to make. But if you don't know, you want to call them. Why? Because they'll tell you you don't. They'll tell you you do, and it's early days, and this is the time to treat for termites. And they do all of this without tenting. Literally no tent. No double bagging your food, no pet sitting, no hotels, nothing. In fact, you can be home while they do their work. Try doing that with a tent over your house. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com, 800-PACIFIC.
Pacific Coast Termite, kills termites.
The clean, friendly way.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny after the gray and the fog goes away. Then highs will be mid-60s to low 70s at the beaches. Low to mid-70s for Metro LA and OC. Low to mid-80s for the valleys and the IE. Little bit cooler tomorrow into the weekend. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Looking to sell your valuable coins, high-end jewelry, collectibles, or fine art? Dave has a word of caution.
Don't be fooled by the famous PE pawnbrokers. They don't pay anything.
Why listen to Dave?
I'm a coin dealer in San Diego.
Oh, so where does Dave go?
Tangible investment. I drive 130 miles round trip to Tangible. I go see Phil. I do it twice a week.
That's a lot of miles, and for good reason.
Coins, jewelry, diamonds, art, watches. Anything I've ever sold them, they pay me top dollar. They're super knowledgeable. I've been dealing with Tangible 20 years. Phil is a genius.
There's an easy way to prove Dave right.
Get 2 or 3 other bids and then go to Tangible. They definitely pay you the most.
Tangible Investments owner Sil DeGenova has become America's top dealer in coins, precious metals, jewelry, and fine art. And Sil guarantees you'll get more. Take Dave's advice.
If you want to go where the dealers go to Tangible.
Call now for a no-obligation free professional appraisal. 800-711-2800. 800-711-2800. 800-711-2800.
Some people hate daylight savings time. But for me, that just means more good times at Morongo. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Thanksgiving Essentials giveaway. Get a Yuki buffet server when you earn 500 points on your reward card. The 8th or 9th.
Number 2.
Robin 6, live November 13th.
And the number 1 reason.
Veterans get a free gift and enjoy 50% off dining with valid military ID on Veterans Day.
Morongo. Good times.
Concerned about COVID? COVID Clinic can help with multiple locations throughout SoCal. COVID Clinic offers testing for schools, businesses, or travel with no cost to patients. Testing available and rapid results that can detect the Delta variant. Results usually available within an hour. And if you test positive, COVID Clinic can help you find treatment. Even if you're vaccinated, you can still contract COVID, especially during the holiday season. Find your nearest location at covidclinic.org. That's covidclinic.org.
KFI AM 640.
iHeart radio station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640, Bill Handel here, with the morning crew on a Thursday, November 4th. Federal government has issued some work-related rules regarding vaccine, and starting January 4th, nearly 100 million U.S. workers will be required to get the vaccine. Wow. And we'll go into that because there are all kinds of rules and regulations there. That's big news. Let me tell you what's happening again. We revisit the homeless situation constantly because Because we're dealing with a homeless situation constantly. And when did the homeless situation switch from dealing with the homeless on a humanitarian level to politics? Well, there's always been a mix of the two. Now it's just leaning more towards the politics. A shift in the approach to homelessness. Because now there is a priority on clearing out those encampments, even when insufficient permanent housing exists for the people being moved. And that has been the mantra, the holy grail of dealing with homelessness. You take people off the streets, out of shelters, and put them into permanent housing. The problem, of course, is the cost of permanent housing, which can be up to $500,000 per unit. In other words, you have a homeless guy, and you want to put him into permanent housing, there's $500,000 per unit. Now, you say, oh my God, that's crazy. I mean, any developer can build it for a tenth that price, or 20% of that price. Well, part of dealing with homeless is building the housing and building ancillary services and staffing them with ancillary services, mental health, rehabilitation, I mean, all of it. So it's just a lot more expensive. So here's what's going on with LA City. In the past month, city council members have identified nearly 300 locations where they want to ban camping under a new law that was passed in August, allowing them to do so. We all agree that street encampments are unsafe, unsanitary, inhumane, and reflect a failure of our society. But based on what is going on, there's a concern among homeless advocates that change in policy now elevates politics over need. And according to Shayla Myers with the Legal Aid Foundation of LA, they're just shuffling people around from location to location based on constituent complaints and the whims of the city council members, which is true. Because here's the way it works with city council. People think that you've got this body of council people, and they vote, and they do so as a body, which they do in terms of majority and all that. Each council person has a ton of influence in their own district. For example, city and planning, getting permits. You get the city council person on your side, you get your permit. That's how much influence a council person has. So under the new law, council people can identify places where they want the encampments moved. Get out of here. And then the authorities move in and clean out the encampments. And theoretically, there has to be housing for them, and under the law, there has to be at least temporary shelters, but the emphasis is on getting those people out. And I don't know if you've noticed in parts of the city, it certainly is in my district where I live, where there used to be encampments under bridges, for example, they're gone. They're gone. There was one...
there was that one right as you would get off the freeway to go to your house.
It's gone now.
It was huge.
Well, there was a structure that went 50 feet across.
Yeah, I remember that
when
I saw.
Yeah, that was a condo complex of among the homeless. And sometimes you see a bigger tent, that's a 2-bedroom, and sometimes the real small tents, those hut tents, are studio apartments. But they're moving people out. Now, let me tell you, we used to come home, we turn off the freeway and go under the bridge, and there was Camp Homeless. I go, what is that? That never happened before. Well, it's no longer Camp Homeless. I don't know where the people went, incidentally. I have no idea. But that encampment was cleaned out. So every council person is coming up with a list. For example, Joe Buscaino, a councilman, proposed 161 locations where he wants the encampments cleaned out. You also have other council people all along the line, all the way down the council list, who have labeled and have said this. I want these encampments out. Tell you what is I think fascinating is 6 council people have yet to propose any sites for camping restrictions, including Marquise Harris Dawson, who is a council person out of South LA and has the city's largest number of encampments. And he has not said a word. about proposing any sites, mainly because probably the entire district is a homeless encampment. I mean, the more the merrier, right? And that gets pretty difficult. So the point of this story is, has politics completely surpassed the humanitarian part of removing encampments? And it seems to be. And it's constituent pressure. And for those of you that had encampments in or near your house, let me ask you this. You asked for, you call your council person and you ask for those homeless tents to be removed. And what's more important to you? Making sure the homeless people are put into shelters, making sure they have a place to stay, or you just want that god-awful encampment, filthy, dirty, garbage-laden encampment out of there, and you don't care where they go. I, for one, am the humanitarian. Okay, that didn't work.
By the sleeper?
West.
Familiarize yourself with the 2011 BMW 328. Classically stylish, efficiently powerful, and impressively detail-oriented. This two-door, four-passenger coupe offers the latest in technological innovation and style.
BMW made sure to keep road handling and sportiness at the top of its priority list. It features a standard transmission, rear-wheel drive, and a 3-liter 6-cylinder engine.
BMW perfected each and every component on the exterior surface. Stylish alloy wheels suggest both sport and refinement, residing elegantly within the fender arches.
Sport-oriented sophistication characterizes the lavish cockpit. BMW prioritized practicality, efficiency, and style by including front and rear reading lights, a leather sports steering wheel, HD radio, and much more.
The Harman Kardon surround sound system features 10 speakers, a powerful equalizing 300-watt amplifier, and Bluetooth connectivity. BMW also prioritized safety and security with features such as head curtain airbags, ignition disabling, and four-wheel disc brakes with ABS. Electronic stability control ensures solid grip atop the road surface, no matter how challenging the driving conditions.
The 2011 BMW 328, setting the benchmark among modern luxury sports cars.
You can vertical bolt. Braces, back on. Shape. Oh no, that's smart. Make it quick possible. Never see your shape. Never see your shape. Never see your shape. It's not quite possible to 395 is an after and after is word. She is a sans serif type face. She is a sans serif type face. After is a sans serif type face. Our universe. Everything I sheep. All you are going to get is right after your break. I'm here.
Today, Daddy needs to go to school. So you walk to the library by yourself, okay? You can leave home at 9:30.
Got it.
Okay, 他保证没问题。